Libra.
Hello Libra, I trust you have come through your eclipses, first the total solar and then the lunar. This is your forecast from May 2015. That solar eclipse, March 20th, head into your 6th house. There, 29 degrees at Pisces. And the blood moon of April 4th, the lunar eclipse, was 14 degrees in Libra and to your sign. And so that was your first house. So you might have felt it extra strong, that lunar eclipse there. And to the first house has to do with you, your personality, who you are, how you present yourself, and how you want to present yourself. So this month here, this is a special month in the sense that it may not be all that easy. However, it's a month where we're changing up things, not just for you, Libra. These transits that we're going to be talking through here goes for everyone, and not just in our personal charts, but also globally. So we're going to see how things are going to be toggled this month, and where it's going to be important that certain major decisions might be coming up, and then there might be a little doubt, and then whenever in doubt, that's when we want to hold back and wait, right, for that green light. So bear with me as we're going through, because it's all important, and part of this, I feel, is also coming because of these two eclipses, where it tends to kind of close down on old cycles to put us out on the superhighway towards new growth. And there is never any growth without change, right? So right now we're kind of like in between. It's like I could see this vision of the ocean and then a river where they meet smack in the middle, and it's neither salt water or fresh water, right? That's where we are. So we can't really make decisions this month unless we really, really have to. But let's just start with what we have here at hand first. We have the sun, the new moon, and Mars here in your 8th house. So this month, your main focus will be on money that you have, hold, and share with your partner, or it could be investments, it could be royalties, commissions, that sort of thing. You might be going over anything that has to do with monetary situations as far as on papers, not necessarily your month-to-month income. That's your 2nd house. Now, what is nice about the 2nd house this month is that you're going to have the full moon there. And it is 13 degrees in Scorpio in your 2nd house for income. And that will take place here on May 3rd. So pay attention to what comes on that day. Depending on what planets you have in your personal chart, the full moon will play off of those planets, you know, for good or not, so to speak. But this full moon does hold a square here to Jupiter, so we're going to be feeling that, all right? There might be a choice here where you're going to spend your money. The 2nd house is money either coming in or going out, and how you spend it. The square is going up to Jupiter in the 11th house, excuse me, which has to do with circle of friends, groups and organizations. Maybe you're thinking of starting up something within a group, but since the square is there, you're not quite sure whether you want to put the money towards it or not. That's like one scenario. It could be. The new moon, however, which comes in here a little later in the month, May 17th, which is the Norwegian National Day, so gratulerer dagen, alle Norge. But yeah, this is going to be in your 8th house for money that you can get from outside sources through investments or royalties and commissions. And this is also the day that you want to put down your intentions, and that should be in this area, that you focus a little bit more on how you can strategize and lay up your money in a good way. It's also that day where we want to write out that abundance check to ourselves. And if you don't know how to, there is a video on my channel, so just click the channel and it will show you how to fill it out and how that can be paid in full for whatever amount you put there, and it just works by the law of attraction, and see how you can gain a little bit more prosperity. Now, the Sun and Mars is also in the 8th house this month for you, and so definitely a month where you and your partner are going to be looking at how your financial situation is and how you want it to look in the long term. So there could be some tweaking going on here to just perfect it. Mars, though, is only going to be here until the 13th, and then it's going to move into your 9th house. So that's going to alleviate some of what's going on there on the financial, and focus a little bit more on travel. Some of you might be taking an early vacation, or at least get the itch to want to travel. Mars in the 9th house, that's the house of Sagittarius and Jupiter. So it's like I can feel you want to have a little wind under your wings. And it's also in the sign now of Gemini. And Gemini always wants more knowledge of foreign people, places, and so forth. It could also be that some of you might want to sign up for a class, as it rules the area of education as well, and also spirituality and research and so forth. It's also the area of law. So if any of you have any lawsuits going on or pending, well, you should see that should start picking up some speed, since Mars is direct and will not be retrograde in this period. However, speak about retrograde, we have Mercury going retrograde. Depending on where you live, it's going to be either the 18th or 19th. Both days are valid because the degree is so close. So straight through that of the 11th and 12th of June, it's going to be passing through that 9th house of law, or also spirituality, or also publishing and travel. So here you might come to see that there could be some delays within this 3 to 3.5 week period. So you could do all the research you want, but I would hold back on signing anything if you don't absolutely have to, just to minimize things that could just, be avoided, so to speak. Venus here, planet of love, it's in the sign of Gemini, so you are very communicative and sharing your thoughts, your higher thoughts of love, more the philosophical aspect of what love is for you. And so enjoy that. You've had that here through April, and now it moving into Cancer on the 8th. You have that whole first week to enjoy it in the 9th. Then your energy is going to shift into career, and Venus now is going to desire to really find that perfect job as it's transiting through there. Later on, it's going to be joined with Mars. That's going to pick up some of that energy and follow up behind it. But yeah, from the 8th, so you got 3 weeks there where you're going to be focusing more so on the career. Saturn is still retrograde until June 16th. Saturn, for the time being, is still in your 3rd house for communication, short distance travel, trying to figure out more the literary sense of things, and also working on some project perhaps in your community. 3rd house is your near surroundings, your neighbors and so forth, but it could also be siblings and things that need to be balanced. But let's talk now a little bit about these transits that we're going to have. It's not even just going to be touch and go. We all know how that can be at times and a little frustrating perhaps, but this is more like hardly not even a touch, or a go, should I say. It's more like roadblocks throughout the month. So as long as you're prepared, you're forewarned, you'll, in an easier way, hopefully, be able to just sit back and become the observer rather than the participant. When we are the participant, when we're hitting these roadblocks, we get frustrated. That's just the human experience. However, when you become the observer of, then you're just seeing what's going on in your life. And that allows you more to just view it without really emoting on it. It will just make it easier for you to get through the month. But let's start here on May 3rd. Mercury, communication, and Saturn are opposed to one another. Saturn is your inner authority. Mercury's there at the 9th house. Saturn is here in your 3rd house. And so there might be some communication going on here that could be a little serious, perhaps, or just feeling that Saturn is testing you. And Saturn is our mentor. Saturn is the Lord of Karma. It's also our inner authority, as well as perhaps having a communication with an outer authority. On the 4th, the Sun, which is the essence of you, and Jupiter is going to square off on each other. And the Moon just did that here on the full moon the day before, on the 3rd as well. So the Sun and the Moon and Jupiter, they're not too happy either. But on the 6th, there's a little bit, at least, resolve, as the Sun and Pluto are trying. There's transformation in this, so it's going to give you a little sense and intuition, I feel, as far as where you stand with your finances in the home environment. On the 9th, there might be some news reaching you that you hadn't really anticipated or hoped for. Might be a little bubble that's going to burst here. This is, excuse me, Mercury and Neptune squaring off on each other. And then we have another test, 16. This is Mars and Saturn. Now they're opposing each other, just like Mercury did. And Mars always wants to move when it's direct. You know, it's fire. And so Saturn's coming around and saying, well, why are you moving in that direction? Are you sure that's what you want? You know, so it's giving you some time to really rethink. Why? Because all the planets this month is all about laying down a new foundation. Think about those solar eclipses we had, is wanting to push you into a new realm. And this is all about laying down that new flooring that's going to sustain you over not just the next coming weeks or months, but actually for years to come. So this is why we don't want to rush. And this is why this month's frustrations is nothing more or less than a gift for you to slow down so you can actually have a better foundation in the long run. It's wanting to slow us down so we can make good decisions. We do have a nice day. That is the 16th. That is Venus and Neptune. Love and romance, and this Neptunian, otherworldly type of love. So circle that in on your calendar, because you're definitely going to need a little break of something good here with your partner. Then we start from the 22nd and straight throughout the rest of the month. We have Venus now squaring off on, opposing Pluto. Venus is money or love. Pluto is intensity and passion. Now, they're not seeing eye to eye. You might want to be doing something here with your money, and perhaps the family is saying, no, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. It's between your 10th house and 4th house, so it's career versus home. And we're looking at the money and expenses, or money coming in or going out. So you have that. And then on the 23rd, the Sun and Saturn are also going to be opposing one another. The Sun at this time here will be coming into, yes, your 9th house, and Saturn's in your 3rd house. So this is you wanting perhaps maybe to expand this area of either wanting to travel or to study something, deepen yourself into some research. And Saturn is saying, well, you need to do these here chores. So you're kind of feeling a tug of war between the two areas. Or say you want something published and you have delivered something in. That's the 3rd house of communication and writing, and 9th house publishing. Well, right here too, there might be some negotiation on it for a few of you. 25th and 26th, we have Venus squaring off on Uranus, and then we have Mars squaring off on Neptune. Again, more roadblocks. Venus wants to spend, Venus wants to have, And Uranus is saying, well, you know, I'm sorry, not right now. Uranus can bring upon us unexpected situations, and for the most part it's good when Uranus has great aspects. Then we have unexpected good changes. When it's square or in opposition, sometimes it's like it's not really what we had hoped or expected. And Mars here with Neptune, well, it's like having moved towards a certain goal or a hope or dream, and then that's suddenly fizzling out. Neptune rules water, the ocean. Mars is fire, you know, put the two of those together, we kind of have steam, don't we? It kind of just fizzles. So not a good time to move forward either. 27th through the 31st. First we have Mercury, communication, Mars action. Now it's time to let out some of your own inner steam. Mercury's communication, and it's fiery. And you might just feel that it's been enough of these delays. And we've got Mercury retrograde too, which is probably also delaying a few things. So you might just vent here on this day, or maybe somebody around you might just vent. On a global level, with all of these things going on, which is pressure on a much larger scale, we can see maybe there on the 27th that something might just pop. And then through the 29th to 31st, we got Mercury, communication, squaring off on Neptune. And so here something seems to just fizzle out. If there's any big talks that are needed, negotiations, things are fizzling out, because the Sun is square Neptune too, there on the 31st. The best we can hope for is that if things are delayed and you had hoped to have some talks about promotion, about work, whatever the deal is, and it's not coming together, see it as a blessing, all right? Next month is going to be so much better. So that's when a rain check really comes in a fantastic way, okay? So that you have better aspects to start the new. So all of this is all about weeding out the old, and it's laying now, you're sculpting this foundation of your new path. So like I said, keep in mind this month to be more the observer rather than the participant. We want to lay a little bit low, just get through this, but be aware of what it is we want to strip away so that we can be ready when June comes. And that, I feel, is now really going to reveal what the beginnings of these eclipses has in store for you. So that's going to be exciting. So listen, Libra, this is what I had here for you. I want to give a special hello to everybody out there I spoke to last month here in the private readings, and I hope you're doing well. And if you enjoyed this video, now just remember to subscribe so you can get them in here, the forecast for next month. And I'll see you in June right now.